Men have been steadily dropping out of the workforce, especially men aged 25 to 54, who are often considered to be.
So the topic of today is, why are men leaving the workforce? And it's simple. We don't have any incentives to keep self-sacrificing in America and American society when they hate us. They devalue us. Why did I say this?
As a black man, so devalued in today's society and in today's household.
See, I'm glad that I sat and wait patiently to get some more details about this German woman that's talking about black women, because baby, we not buying niggas. You bought that nigga. You actually took out our trash on a Wednesday, and we thank you for it.
Because I think we like guys that cheat.
Who's not having sex is somewhere where I don't see, because I'm going with the bad boys.
Ooh, and that go kind of hand in what we were just talking about, but that's a real topic that a lot of people don't like to discuss. But we're gonna get into it as far as why we feel like that. I feel like personally, the world society set up for us to automatically fail.
It boils down to our biological needs. That's mating, having your own personal woman, bucket, and family. Now, being as a black man, I know the history of America has been hell-bent on destroying the black traditional family.
Being a black woman, and a very proud black woman, can do for a man, make him or break him. And then you take into consideration how the black man has been berated by the white man. His woman, adequately couldn't have the luxuries of another woman born the same just like her. This man has to, black men have stood by for a very, very long time and been humiliated by the system. He can't get the job that this fella can get. And you must understand that his wife might have to go on welfare. He has to stay in the humility of that. He has to watch the plumber duck if the welfare worker come in there. Mm-hmm. You understand me? He has always been made to feel he's below the next man. So you must take into consideration. Now black men are learning, that they're part. They're beginning to feel like a man. They're getting their dignity and their pride back. So he needs a woman to keep on pushing him. Vice versa, When you say about, in the system, this system has destroyed, actually, the black man, because everything that we've ever done, there's no part of this country that you can say, if you touch that a black man didn't bring it in here. Everything that they built, they've never been able to share with it. I don't even want to hear that, What society have done just took our black men and destroyed their manhood. That's what they've done.
It has done so and has caused a lot of chaotic mindsets and behaviors we see today.
To not do anything wholesome with any of them. These is on the internet and all they give a fuck about is a fake story that'll make their reputation look a certain way, just enough to be able to pull some niggas in hopes of a bag or a better life handed to them. These bitches not standing on nothing reflective of family. These hoes nowadays don't give a fuck about a father, don't give a fuck if they kids have a father, don't give a fuck about family, don't give a fuck about building. If you find a woman that values these things, bruh, when it come down to real responsibility, hoes nowadays want to be a victim. When it come down to the internet, hoes nowadays want to be popping in everybody's business. When it come down to a subliminal post, a bitch want to make it. When it come down to some drama, a hoe want to be in it while saying they don't want to be in it. When it come down to vanity, bitches care about this more than they care about their credit score, more than they care about home ownership, more than they care about building a family, more than they care about their kids not being a statistic. Care about the nigga with the designer on and all the weed smoking posts and stacks of money next to their ear more than they care about a family unit.
In a society that doesn't care about if we have our own families, sexual access to women, nowadays women are either lesbians or bisexual, single mothers with sperm donor fathers, don't need a man, disregard the non-select men, which is a lot of us, are sleeping around with the select men. many men, many women with the same baby daddy, or one man with several baby mamas. Ultimately, when men see no incentive specifically in being able to reasonably obtain what was considered the basic needs or things in life, a woman, for one, as we see, dating has become more and more ridiculous, where in black society, a black man has to damn near be perfect. You gotta look physically attractive.
I just want to say I'm proud of you. I see you. Mind you, these are attractive men. Like, these are men, these are not like men that nobody wants. These
Out our trash on a Wednesday, and we thank you for it.
That it really is not a somebody for everybody. Not everybody's gonna find love in their life. There's gonna be times where people are gonna have to just learn to accept that you're just unattractive to women. Attraction is developed in biology for a person to either find you attractive or you just ugly to people. Not every guy can be a model. Not every guy can be a boss. Not every guy can be a good looking to women. And it comes to a point where a person has to analyze themselves in order to really understand why they are alone. I'm alone because I'm unattractive to women. I'm not even average looking. I'm butt ugly. Ain't nobody in the world can tell me different about myself. I know I'm ugly to women, and there's nothing else you can tell me. And as far as females are concerned, I already know I'm a fucking loser, and I ain't gonna meet nobody regardless of what I wear, what I put on my body and stuff. And I can tell you from a shadow of the doubt, it's a whole bunch of men out here that just like me that can't find dates or find women. So I blame part of it on society and the media and just all around how you feel about yourself. And I'm just, I'm tired of, in general, this life, that I'm living. Being a black man. Black man is the lowest form of shit on the totem pole. And not everybody can be a winner in life. We all can't be good looking. We all can't be attractive. We all can't be light skinned and be a pretty boy. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and look at your fucking self and see the piece of shit you see in the mirror. And it is not somebody for everybody. It's not. We all ain't gonna be no Abercrombie and Fitch models. We all can't be no Brad Pitts, Boris Kujos, Stephon Curry, Michael Ealy, Terrence Howard. Any of these really good looking, exotic looking people, we all can't be attractive to somebody. And it's not somebody for everybody. Sometimes failure is your only option. Sometimes losing is your only option. Sometimes you just are a fat loser and you're not gonna meet nobody. And I'm just sitting in my grandpa's truck just chilling out. I did my jog today around the park a couple of times and I feel more relaxed and chill, but I just know as far as me having a love life, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to meet somebody. It's not somebody out here for me.
Where women would look over the good men in their 20s and like pick the bad boys. And then in their 30s, they're like, "Oh, well, take me now." But it's like they're kind of salty because we overlooked them in our 20s.
So yeah, we do overlook them in our 20s, and I can say we overlook them in our 30s because I've been stuck with some bad men in the 30s. And
2, you have to be financially attractive, where you got to make a lot of money.
They made us demand things from our man that they systematically keep him from getting. So he can't give it to us. And so we married to the government. They take care of us like our man should. They give us food, clothes, shelter, health care, child care, education, an apartment. Whatever it is we need, they step in as our man. And they only do that, as I said, for the 2 reasons: to make him look inadequate and to make us not want to be bothered with him, to destroy his little ego that he got left, and to make us think that we are better than him. And we'll tell him, "I can make it. I don't know why you can't make it."
Meaning enough to where you can spoil her either every day, every week or every month. That means taking her on trips, buying gifts, etc. 3, work attractive. Now I know you're like, what do you mean by work attractive? Is your profession has to be one in which she can brag to her friends, that whole I'm better than you situation.
Feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society.
Then have top of the line communication. You got to know all the right things to say or know how to smooth talk your way out of some of your slip ups.
So I started to go into a shell because there was no point of me continuing to frustrate myself over and over and over again. If every time I try to socialize, it's almost like I'm committing a crime. Chicks, you got to jump through a bunch of hoops to get a 5.5. And you can pretty much just forget about the 9s and the 10s because you have to jump through those same hoops, and your competition is probably 10 times richer than you and 10 times more flashier.
These are just some of the few things that Black men have to do in order to possibly secure a Black woman. But if you're non-Black, majority of you just need one or none of these things to get a Black woman and secure her. Now, if you're non-Black and you're not deciding to go the easy route to get you a Black woman, and you're trying to get either your own group, because Black society has been constantly destabilized by America. And so for you, this is just a ramification of all of that destabilization against Black society bleeding over to your groups. And though when I go out in public and see this, I don't really see it in large in other groups. I see it in large in the Black society sector. But in other groups, I don't really see this issue being a problem for is men being able to obtain a mate, someone who becomes that incentive for them to go back into the workforce, to continue working, because they have the incentive to keep that family or keep that woman. Next, a family. Having an intact family is the thing that makes a man want to keep working. When you have a woman that cares for you mentally and physically, it makes you want to do everything in your power to make sure she's mostly happy. Of course, nothing's perfect. Men, we know this. But for us who don't have it, that would be our incentive to keep going, because she's with me and giving me sexual access and potentially having an intact family with her as well. And from the ones who do have it, loyalty and honesty and monogamy. Lastly, children. A man that has biological children with an intact family is another incentive to keep working or looking for work. You want your family to be safe and be able to grow and prosper. On the flip side, men who have children but no intact family usually leads to a bunch of different outcomes. Bad, maybe good. But to wrap this all up, the increase of men leaving the workforce will grow if their biological wants and needs are not even obtainable anymore. Thus, that small group of select men that women are choosing is not enough to keep a society going. And we know damn well women are not going to carry society on their shoulders. As we witness already, they're more prone to destroying a society. But don't take my word. Just look at what's going on already in society. And the supposed rich people or people who are doing well or who are getting and obtaining the things, the basic things that they want, are constantly guessing and trying to figure out why are men leaving the workforce.